Hi folks, welcome again to the World Cup. It's the top 8 stage, the quarterfinals, and we are going to watch a game between Slovenia and who are we playing? China. And this is the deck we are up against. So Sonia is going to play her Martell Knights deck against this Brotherhood Baratheon deck. And she played one in the group stage against Brotherhood and lost that one. But I actually think this is a slightly more favorable matchup because that one had Harris, and I think it was a little better on the initiative battle. As you can see here, we have the Maiden, but then we have supporting the Fate twice, and there is Late Summer Feast. Doesn't fight for initiative all that well, only has Mad King's Command really. And the Smith is not an impactful plot in this particular matchup, and the rest is pretty typical, but it's, I guess, slightly... So Barrick in some Brotherhood decks is not really present at 3 copies, so he's quite big. You need to invest in him, and then there's 3 copies of Delena, interesting, and goes all in on the Gendry strategy, so she finds him, and there's Warhammers and the Water Dancer Sword to try to get that. And of course Red Priests, which can be annoying against the Knights deck trying to get to the Spears on the key plots, and 3 copies of Ghost that can also discard it. No locations apart from Econ, there's only the Hollow Hill really. And yes, the characters are trying to do what? They're trying to basically get someone with Zorahai Reborn to take the Renown keyword. If it's Tormund, he has basically inbuilt Renown and Intimidate. You take Initiative for starting for cards, and then goes really quickly. So that was the strategy.
It's even easier if you have Gendry. You can give someone Renown by default if it has Warhammer or Water Dancer Sword. But
Yes.
I think you need to have first Warhammer on one character, and then if you want to also have Intimidate from Gendry, you need a Warhammer on him, and he on his own is a bit, only has one icon, and alright, he has basically printed Renown, but that's about it before you find an attachment, right? So
Yeah, and so the one Sonia lost to in the group stage had Valor Harris, which honestly is not that damaging against the Martell deck, but it's a plot that you cannot cancel in any way. Whereas this, before the tournament, actually, one of the last changes we made to the deck is to include Forgotten Plans, just to be able to counter Mad King's Command, and particularly First Snow. So that's in the plot deck. And
yeah, I don't know how were we in the position where we were deciding between taking our own Mad King's Command or taking something that we avoid Mad King's Command. So I think that was the choice what we want to do, right?
yeah, I don't think taking Mad King's Command would have been good. I don't see the value in a Knights deck that basically tries to rush with tourney. Well, not rush with tourney, but close with tourney. It doesn't have huge renown, only has former champions. I don't think I have it loaded here. Yeah, sorry about that. But basically, former champions are a source of renown, and then you need to tourney. You need to get a good number of them, and to the Spears is your friend there. So let's some Martell Knights do 2 challenges, and then can go from have to get to a decent number, like 7 power, and then you close or something like that, unless you can really spam the knights. So that was our goal here. I was thinking, okay, the first game we couldn't really stop the rush when Stormont was in play or whatever it was on that occasion. I don't remember exactly. So if you just oppose everything, try to minimize the power gain for Baratheon, then eventually they will be forced into Mad King's Command, because if you keep playing your knights onto the board, you are once you're within reach of being able to win with tourney, they'll have to reset, and after they reset, you can play everything. There's no no threat, right? No penalty for just playing all the knights you have and you draw 3 every round. So eventually you have 10 in play and then you tourney if you're still in the game. So I was thinking
Yeah,
that could be what happens in the game.
I think almost all Chinese decks also have milks, right? I mean, Greyjoy doesn't, has Sweet Sleep, but this one has 3 milks, and even Stark Crossing had 3 milks, right? And a lot of milks there in general, so that can be. There's some key characters that you don't want milked, like Darkstar or something like that.
Yeah, I suppose so. There's Ghost of High Heart and the Intimidate guy Anders could be
Yeah, the
awkward if he's
initiative
milked.
guy as well.
Aclitus can be milked.
Oh yeah, true.
He has no attachments except weapon, like Braun. Like Braun and Red
And
Run it.
Alicent randomly, I don't know why.
Yeah, it's. Why do characters who are just people, humanoids, have no attachments except weapon? That's. It's most annoying. But it is what it
Yeah,
is.
I mean, Aemon has no attachments, not even weapons, so he just can't hold anything in his hands. Not
Mm.
even the Maester Candle can go on
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I can go on the other one though.
Sure.
Okay, so let's have a look at the game then, if you're ready.
Alright.
Sorry, I'm supposed to do this. Yes, there we are. So I will count down. Let's do 3,
Okay.
2, 1, play. So I just pressed record on this because it was being played while I was cooking and I couldn't really concentrate on it. Couldn't record it with commentary, and I don't know exactly how everything went, but saw part of it. As you can see, we join it after setup in round 1 marshalling, and Martell goes first, so that's all they have. And as you can see, Anders is there, milked
Yes, and then
unfortunately.
Marshall's Anderson milked immediately. Pretty sad.
Gendry is there, so and a weapon. Yeah, so that's a pretty decent start, to be fair, for
Mm-hmm.
Bara. It's going to be tricky now, and there's a dupe to take, so you're not under pressure with former champion just forcing you to defend military.
Yeah, and no Murguli, so dupes are basically just claim soak. No targeted kill as well either, so.
Edric in there as well. Well, there's 3 Delenas, so he's one of the backup targets, I guess. Mm, the plus side, Martell has Galtown, which turns on to the spears a bit earlier, and also has Hollow Hill there for increased draw potential.
Well, and also has, to be fair, this guy Cletus, he will be, I think, good in the long game, right? Because I think after this, it's gonna be really hard for Baratheon to win initiative.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Sonya does Intrigue, which means she won't be able to defend everything. Mm, the thing is, of course, Bara has Coppers, but 1 Rose Road there in play, and has Hollow
Mm-hmm.
Hill, which is not in play. So if you can hit their hand, um, yeah, they might run out of cards certainly quicker than Martell does. The problem is they will also, if you leave challenges, they will get unopposed power
Yeah,
pretty
and they
quickly.
have 3 copies of the Iron Gates of the Moon location, but don't play the gates, so they just hope to draw it. So have 3 copies to draw it easily. Um, I thought that the plan to have at the gates is not the worst actually. It's a bit slower, but having that the Gates of the Moon could be pretty decent.
Yeah, so challenges will go through now. There will be power gained and 1 insight, which is awkward. River Gate's not the worst to lose actually here. It's kind of a slow econ location. It probably never trigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and and I was criticizing Gendry a lot, but here it's working very, very well, right? That's the one water dancer sword that's great for Lamb.
It's going to be up to 6 power, that's quite a lot to gain. Round 1, Martell
Yeah,
only
but
on 2.
honestly, it seemed pretty boring for me when I was watching how quickly this goes.
Yeah, Sonchek has had a tendency to play a pretty early forced march in some of her games because simply needed to stop this kind of scenario happening. I think we have behest, right? So behest into whatever.
Mm-hmm. And well, depending on what the next plot that's planned for Baratheon is, honestly, you could have behest into um, I don't know, whatever, and maybe still win initiative. I don't know.
Yeah, I
It's
think
gonna be
it
plus
wins
two
against
for
everything
Maiden and
basically.
+2 for everything else.
I think it only loses to Mad King's Command. He even beats the Smith here.
But actually, these two were tied still.
Oh, okay, yeah. Baratheon also played the Maiden. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were tied, but had some luck, and we got the random initiative this time.
And that's a lot of gold. So now you can play out a lot of characters to defend and really not concede that much power.
Mm-hmm.
Dupunclitus is actually pretty useful because you need the board to kind of grow. So you can't really be taking claims, so especially nothing with the night trait. Yeah, so if you can spam a little bit, then you put Baratheon under pressure. Yeah, but non-knight coming in with that. That's the trader there, and then we get Darkstar with
Yeah,
Dawn.
and he's a
So
great character.
a lot of strength comes with stealth, intimidate, and has an ability that takes an icon. If only he could attack without kneeling, so he can do 2 challenges.
Yeah, but he's still a great one, I think, even because Gendry is now gonna be weak because it's just one icon and yeah.
Well, that is the icon. So possible counting coppers. Next round.
And there's Azor,
Well,
Azor High, and then with Warhammer actually now he will give you him intimidate as well, so that's a pretty positive scenario. The problem is he's losing initiative, of course, and I think you're now able to intimidate
I mean, there
fairly
was a
reliably.
lot of gold there, right? And what Baratheon needed here really was to get characters because on small boards, intimidate and icon control is really powerful, but on bigger boards wouldn't have done as much damage. But yeah,
Yeah,
spending
and look
those
at the traits now.
that 7 gold, basically spending it on non characters.
So yeah, now this um Gendry is the only ruler character. So if you take his icon and intimidate Lamb, it's not gonna be even participating in a challenge. Or I guess he can defend. I think I was looking at it and I think you have to go for military with Darkstar and start him because if you go for intrigue and the Ghost of High Higher Defense, you can't intimidate then Lamb, and I think it's better to do it that way.
Yeah, gains insight, but it's not going to get it.
I mean, if this is played correctly and
Sonia keeps that King's Road in play.
yeah, I think that our right choice, right? Because if you still have Mad King's command threat, you might want extra
Yeah, too
extra
bad
few.
you only have one behest, because just trying to, if you could see Mad King's command being
Mm-hmm.
played, you could play Forgotten Plans, and then it doesn't really go through, and your board only increases, and then you win with tourney for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so the exact strategy I mentioned. So Gendry loses his only icon, so he's basically dead for this round. Lamb is intimidated.
He defends with Lamb because he gets intimidated anyway.
Yeah, so that's
And
the
not
same thing.
enough strength. I think even better maybe if you also put the Desert Raider, then you get an extra intimidator and unopposed, but still pretty nice.
Yeah, because that's the Raider actually isn't going to do anything now. Military won't be coming back.
Yeah.
So probably a slight misplay here, but okay. Now, what do you do with the rest here? So you have a power icon, and so does Baratheon. And the same with the Intrigue. So do you pass, or do you do both challenges? With the Intrigue,
Well,
the
I
thing
think
is that two
Intrigue you're
cards in hand.
losing on Oh yeah, Intrigue you're losing on the defense, so I think you might as well attack. That's my usual policy with Intrigue.
Yeah, of course, the thing is that Bara is gaining power if you do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Hits Beric. He was playable with that icon, uh, unless you go
And
coppers.
think this is good. Then you leave power to oppose because that's the one you need to win.
Alright, so the Sun is a good hit though.
Yeah, that's a nice one. So now, I mean, the dominance doesn't matter because as long as Gendry is standing and there's Edric, it's gonna be going to Baratheon anyway.
Yeah, so Bara still doing okay. One card in hand now, Water Dancer Sword, one is a mystery, but I have a suspicion it's not a character. And let's not forget Hollow Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, Sonia are really good with that.
Finds another Knights of the Sun.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Power icon and renown. That's what you want.
And now here's the thing. Mad King's command actually, I mean, it's great against decks that want to spam with tourney. However, if you don't win initiative and you have the Darkstar there with his ability and his intimidate, then 3 on 3 isn't too bad for Martell, really. They can survive that
Yeah, and
Mad King's command and then spam.
there's that forced march still left, and actually, if you already need two of the big ones that would stay by default, I think that's really good start. Of course, there's always the danger that Melisandre comes in and kneels your Darkstar, then
Mm.
what do you do then?
Yeah, but I don't think. I mean, have to top deck her.
Yeah,
Could go
well,
coppers. I wouldn't. I wouldn't play Mad King's command here yet.
yeah, and I don't think to play Forgotten Plans is necessary for us either because I don't know. Um, Mad King's command's not hurting that much, I think.
Mm. Well, yeah,
There we go.
that's a really bad Mad King's command actually now, because into forced march means that you will need both characters that already have power and attachments on them, and you just
And
spend two that are not going to stay for the plot.
actually, these former champions now on the stealth level as a power icon as well, so you don't actually have a normal power icon, printed power icon, but this guy is here.
Yeah, so the downside is that Sonya can't really do much, can't marshal another location, can't marshal a character with that 7 gold. There's no ambush. I mean,
Yeah, I
there's
think.
one shadow card, would be the
Yeah, I think
perfect draw,
it's
I guess.
the one that triggers on losing dominance, right? That would be.
And which is happening with Edric as well. Could use Edric
Yeah.
defensively to not win dominance. Yeah, I mean, the thing is now, I wonder what the Mad King's command plan was, because if you play this early, I mean, you bring Martell down to 3, but then they absolutely do not need to worry, right?
Yeah.
Can, was he
The
thinking
draw in
maybe
this
that
deck.
you can just win with tourney, that it needs to be that urgently played here? Because with 4 power you're not getting to 15. Or was the plan to desperately win initiative because there is intimidate and you have to basically get something out of the
I
round and
mean,
not let Darkstar just do what he did last round?
Sonya's initiative is 16 and his is 8, so if
Cletus
that's
is
the
there, so
closest,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so
that's
that
pretty
wasn't going to
solid.
happen in a million years, basically. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, but the plots are. I mean, the only plot that really was useful for me was counting coppers. Then you maybe get Melisandre, because this is going to be a disaster now, right? I mean, 3 characters will be kept. Some will be either knelt or the strongest ones will
Yeah,
go
I
here.
was thinking what he would keep, and I was thinking he'd keep one of the knelt ones, maybe Gantry for next round, but doesn't keeps just the standing ones, and I suppose that makes sense as well because
Spoiler. Haven't
no,
seen
it
the
said
choice yet.
already. Oh no, sorry, it doesn't. It's a spoiler. I thought that it said already in the corner, but this
Yeah, I
wasn't
think
one.
for Sonya actually marshalling another character would have been. I mean, there's 7 gold. Okay, you can keep it for dominance. Try to get that around Edric with the gold, but just in case Melisandre comes in and needs Darkstar, I mean, he's great, but you might consider just keeping 3 standing characters in that case. So I wonder what's in hand. I mean, there's a Knights of the Sun or something, which, to be fair, you can really use later, but yeah, it played out just in case. Prize given away for Desert Trader, and that doesn't help.
That's unfortunate. It's nice to get him in the death pile, I suppose, but.
Yeah, but 2 power goes from those 2 characters actually now. And this is a disaster again. Darks are still standing. Now there isn't even a dupe to absorb military claims, so.
There we go.
Oof, okay. Plays secret schemes before Ghost can discard it. It's going to discard the next best thing now, but okay. At least you have a huge number of cards, and to the spirits is a
Yes,
good
it's
one.
the spirits. Yeah. And without it, it's honestly looking good for us.
Yeah, it's looking good. You can't milk Cletus, and yeah, you'd have to milk Darkstar or get Melisandre to kneel Darkstar somehow to stop Intimidate.
Yeah, but even milking is not enough, right? Milking gets rid of the ability, but
Yeah,
intimidate stays.
yeah. We're thinking, of course, of the long term situation here, right? If
I think
Martell
you
keeps
can get
going
all
first.
three, all three challengers on a post. If you go intrigue first and take power from um, Edric and then intimidate Tormund, then the other two are on a post as well. Or even going military first. But
Military
then if you go
first.
military first, Tormund can defend. But alright, it's not the worst thing.
Yeah, slightly suboptimal, but I mean it's good either way.
Yeah, it's good either way.
Can intimidate Edric now for what it's worth. That will actually now win. Oh, okay.
The dominance as well.
Gets the sword to stay standing.
Yeah, and now there's no real claim Socrates, so Ghost goes away. Well, even with 4 strength, Edric's not winning dominance, or even, well, he's gonna have 2 strength and dominance again.
Crescent goes for
Goes for
claim.
intrigue. I don't know if he's struggling for characters that's as good as anything, but honestly, a character that doesn't do much in this matchup or anything at all.
So Sonya is going to be up to 9, and she has to Harris, which hurts her, but she has, if she can't win with Turney, then she has Forgotten Plans, another round where the only thing she needs to do is just marshal characters, and it will win initiative with Klitos, I think, against anything. So if she can win, she can just Turney. But the Mad King's command is gone, so even if you turn and you don't win, let's say you end up on 13 or 14, and then you play another plot, you can win from there. You know, former champion will have renown, and Knights of the Sun is a possibility. So
Yeah, and Baratheon's not really scary anymore, right? It's basically now in the survival mode, so you have to try and make another round and not so close to winning.
she gets a Hedge Knight, which is the cheapest possible knight.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Not a Martell Knight, unfortunately. But okay. Actually, it's good that, yeah, okay, there was a Wing Knight as well there. It has a power icon, less milked, so that could be good because power is slightly weak in the Martell Knight's deck as opposed to Intrigue. So Bara kind of out of plots. I'm still thinking coppers at some point.
Realistically, if there's gonna be milk, you're not milking Hedge Knight, right? Yeah, and now with coppers, there's actually just enough gold to marshal one Melisandre.
Well, 5 gold plus the King's Road, so 8. That would be enough for 3 knights. I mean, if there's 6 and they all go into military, that would be game winning.
Well.
Gets 3. Well, actually, there's a lot of power icons as well here, so now you could, even if Melisandre comes in, you could win with 5 renown and power claim instead.
Are you winning power?
Of
Yeah, I
course.
think so.
Yeah. I mean, if not, Darkstar is there to take the
Yeah.
icon. Although you would need Darkstar probably. Yeah. Can be defended really. Well, that went incredibly well with Darkstar and Dawn. I think we have one Dawn in the deck. We should have more. It's amazing. Some House Danes, actually, not that many, so maybe can't go really crazy with
I
it.
think actually it's this one and then the other the Desert Raider actually has the trait as well.
Right, so that's it for this one. That means the score is now 2-1 for Slovenia in this one. So the second game we lost that you didn't see. And we
Yeah, it
have...
was horrible. Nobody can ever see that again.
yeah, it is what it is. And we have, honestly, the 5 games are not the best that we have coming up. So we would need
Yeah, I
2
think
more wins.
2 are alright, and then there are 3 that are pretty hard to get right. I mean, there's one that's supposedly alright, right? And then there's one that's questionable, and 3 that would be really hard.
Yeah, which means if everything goes right, we'd get the draw
The
to
draw.
get an extra game.
But thanks to this game that Sonia played actually really well, so we now have a chance because I think without this, um, honestly, I don't think we could make it at all.
Yeah, that's true. And this one we didn't really count on. We thought it was
Yeah, we
because
thought by
she
how
lost
it went in
previously
the group
to...
stage,
yeah.
yeah, that it would be this
But
similar
actually,
match. But
in hindsight now, having seen the plots and all, um, it's not such a good matchup for Baratheon.
mm,
Mm, yeah,
yeah,
so we'll see how it goes. As
actually, it
usual,
just helped a lot as well.
I will record my games without commentary. Then, if I lose, I'm not bothering with recording anything. If not, maybe you can see them. And yeah, we have 3 other games, so we'll bring you some of those. And also, I think the France-Germany match is looking like it could be the most interesting for the remainder of the week. So yeah, you can look forward to that. So thank you all for being with us tonight, and see you next time.
Bye bye.